guys, how's everyone doing? Sorry, my hair's a mess. I've been literally working all day. So, hey, how's everyone doing? I didn't even start out with my intro or anything. I just did a countdown. I am doing this live very quickly. Very quickly. I cannot believe this man right now. Like, my voice is trembling. I cannot believe this man. You know how we say he's sick and he's twisted? Now he's taunting. He is taunting the guards. He's taunting the women. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to read an article and I'm going to probably yell on the mic for a few minutes about how disgusting he is because I need some therapy, I guess. And I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Look at this. Exclusive from the Daily Mail. Quote, "You come in here and I'll cut you." Accused Idaho murderer Bryan Kohberger taunts guards, exposes himself, and sings violent rap lyrics as he sits in jail awaiting extradition over deaths of Idaho students, female inmate reveals. I don't know if it's credible or not. It's from the Daily Mail. But it wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't put it past him. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Well, listen. You know what? I believe it. I believe it for the most part because what we do know about this man is he has had violent interactions with women specifically. The jail that he is at currently houses minimum security and maximum security. Suspect Idaho murderer Bryan Kohberger spends his days ranting and singing lyrics from violent rap songs inside the Pennsylvania jail where he is being held. Now, I also want to say, it is alleged that Bryan Kohberger was on drugs recently. So he also could be coming down if he is on anything at this time, right? So that may not help. That may not, help really. And he just may be really angry as well. Obviously, he's an angry person, but I mean, he knows he's basically. And several times, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students tried to expose himself to a female inmate who was held in a cell close to him. Now, that inmate, 50-year-old Valerie Sapoli, how do you pronounce it so I don't screw it up? It's Valerie something.
Valerie Cipollina.
Valerie
Has
Cipollina
revealed exclusively today.
has has revealed exclusively to the dailymail.com how Kohberger taunted guards, saying they were too scared to go in his cell. Quote, "I cut them, I'll cut you," Kohberger yelled repeatedly, said Ciponelli, who was held at the Monroe County Jail for 6 hours on New Year's Day domestic violence charge. Quote, "You come in here and I'll cut you," Kohberger allegedly yelled at one guard. "I'm going to pee in your face. Do you do what you want with me? I don't give a shit." And this is the inmate tried to expose herself to while she was in a jail close to him. Okay, let's see what I'll see what Nerdy Addict is reporting. 1 second. Nerdy Addict. 1 second.
All right, you are designated whistleblower.
What is he saying here? Inmate says that gentle to her while she was in. She also stated that Kohberger is singing hardcore rap in the cell and said, "You come in here and I'll cut you." I don't see. I mean, I don't see that he's reporting anything else. He's reporting the exact same thing I am. It was live outside. I sent. Okay. All right. Well, look. Here's the video.
If you're shopping for your first
1 second. Well, you can't. It's hard to see him. Like, hold on 1 second.
Like total lockdown, like we couldn't, nobody could be out or in.
Oh shit!
You
Why
know,
does it do
while
that?
he was in the cell. If he came out, we were in lockdown. He's singing songs that are violent.
like what? What songs?
Like you know, okay, so like I'm gonna cut you up. There's one called Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny ain't gonna cut you up, mother. You know this. I'm gonna pee on you. I'll pee on your face. So it's usually by Bad Bunny or Snoop Dogg. My cell was on the right. If I went out and looked to the right, he was right on the right side. So I saw him clearly.
And he was sitting in a cell?
And he was standing by the door, and you could still see him.
She said she saw him clearly.
Oh, the plastic glass.
Yes.
So how far away were you from him?
If I was here, literally, maybe where this line is right here. He said, you know, do what you want with me. I don't give a mother. You ain't gonna do nothing to me because I'm gonna cut all you up. Those were the words, and he just kept repeating songs that were very violent, and then pulling his shirt up and his pants down.
Exposing himself or just his underwear?
No, exposing everything, his top and bottom.
His like genitalia?
Yes.
Yeah, she says she saw him. She said, "Not another insane." Yeah, he's probably doing that for an insanity plea, in my opinion. Allegedly. I believe it. More people will come out. Now, tomorrow it is going to be filmed. The court hearing is going to be, there's going to be cameras allowed. No, he's not in a turtle suit anymore. That is absolutely false. He got out of a turtle suit shortly after he got there. Yeah, he's not in a turtle suit anymore. Don't matter. They can put hunger strikes will lead to intravenous feeding. Yeah, that's right. They don't have an insanity to. Idaho doesn't because of the. I remember that from the Lori Vallow. But he can be doing this to be incompetent to stand trial at this time as well. So we have to think about that as well. If he wants more time, I mean, look at Lori Vallow. She's been incompetent to stand trial twice, and it was like a year almost before she was able to. I don't think he would lie on the floor because of the OCD. Well, I mean, several places. I think a guard said allegedly leaked that. Allegedly. Yes, exactly. He can be deemed incompetent. And that is true. He can be deemed incompetent, and rather than going to prison, he can go to a mental health facility. You're exactly right. The trial may be long coming due to his sanity. Yeah, I hope it's not like long like Lori Vallow and Dave Bell. Oh my God, it's been crazy. So the lady was in a cell catty corner from Kohberger in Monroe County Jail in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. She could see the upper body clearly through the glass, although his lower body was hidden from her. He was wearing a regular orange jumpsuit and none of the turtle suit he had on. His mugshot was taken on Friday. At first, she said she didn't realize who he was, but then she heard the jail employees discussing him, and another inmate told her, quote, "That's the guy who killed those college students." She described him as tall, skinny, and young looking. She said he repeatedly lifted his shirt, and she heard the guard tell him several times to put his pants back on. She believes he was trying to expose herself to her. I couldn't see his genitals because of the glass wall only went so far, she said. She also said who lives in Garnersville, New York, was arrested shortly after 3 a.m. on New Year's Day in a hotel in Paradise Township, Pennsylvania, after getting in a fight with her boyfriend. She was booked in the Monroe County Jail at 6:20 a.m. and released at 12:11 p.m. the same day. She said being in jail for nearly 6 hours over New Year's was a miserable experience, but it was made far worse by Kohberger's constant ranting. Quote, "I could see him through the polycarbonate glass window of his cell. He was standing up right against it, yelling out violent rap lyrics. At one point, he yelled, 'F my entire enemies and foes,' a line of Lil Wayne's multiple flows. He also sang violent and misogynistic lyrics from Bad Bunny songs," she said. At one point, she said the jailer who was stationed outside Kohberger's cell told him to shut up and calm down, to which he replied, Come on in, mother effer. You come in here and let's talk. Quote, he then screamed at the top of his lungs, come in, all of you. You scared of me? You should be scared of me. Quote, you're going to do nothing to me because I'm going to cut you all up. He allegedly ranted. Come in the cell and I'll show you I'm a creeper. Come in this cell and I'll cut you up too. Kohberger is charged with killing childhood friends Kaylee Gonclaves and Madison Mogan, both 21. Their roommate Xana and boyfriend Ethan, both 20. Kohberger has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 felony burglary. Prosecutor Bill Thompson said Idaho is the death penalty state. He is due back in the court Tuesday, tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. I think they're going to start cutting the cameras on at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So yeah. Yeah, that's true. Anybody can say anything they want right now. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe it or not. Dude, I'm not. David. Oh my God. She needed dollars for drugs. No, the Daily Mail I don't think pays. I think it's the Sun that pays. Yeah, there's no insanity defense in Idaho. However, there is incompetence. A part of me believes it because he has clearly talked really bad to women before. And, this is the thing. If it's true, we will hear more stories about this, right? We'll hear more stories. I also wonder if he's coming off something. He is working on doing the Lori Vallow thing. Maybe. Bernie, he is 100% a serial killer, 4-in-1 incident. Nope, that's not the first attack. Who knows what we're going to find out. Let me tell you something. Idaho, for the next foreseeable future, all eyes are going to be on Idaho because we have the Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell case, which I haven't reported a lot on it, but it's one of the first stories that really grabbed my heart. And we have now this asshat. So it's just going to have to see what's up. I don't know what people are saying on Twitter right now. Funny how these they can be crime within the same weekend. I tell you what. Did you guys know that the Steelers? It's called Steelers Nation. I think it's on Twitter. They put Xana and Ethan wearing their Steelers shirts, and they said something to the effect, 2 of our fans, Maddie and Ethan, were Steelers fans, and their life was tragically taken. I thought that was really cool. I really appreciated them doing that. They didn't have to do that, but they just remembered. They just remembered him. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. I don't guess there's. Steve Gonclaves says he will be at the trial for the upcoming when he makes it to Idaho. And the volume's not working. Why is the volume not working? Okay, well, the volume's not. Shut a brick. Volume's not working for some reason. He says he will be at the court hearing, look him in the face, and let him know he's not going away anytime soon. Family is looking for connections between Kohberger and Kaylee Gonclaves. This has to be a complete bittersweet time. I can't even imagine. Ooh, Jesse, thank you for becoming a member. Let's welcome Jesse to the family. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Interesting. I was just trying to see if there's anything else. Most shocking unanswered questions remaining about. I guess the Sun came out with something. What did they say? I don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't believe the one from the Daily Mail, apparently, but I think it's interesting. 7 unanswered questions about Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger after shock arrest of criminal mind student. Motive. We still don't know the motive. That is true. I think he is just a flat out incel. Just a flat out incel. Now, what I want to know, did he move there because this is the thing. He has been following Maddie and Kaylee for a long time, over 6 months, which he has only lived in Washington since August. I think they said they've been following him for like a year or something like that. That's why my name is Bergstrong. I'm a Pittsburgher. Oh, really? I love Pittsburgh. So I live in southern West Virginia. I live literally a mile and a half from Virginia. But the first time I went to Pittsburgh, you're like, from where I am, like you're just traveling in the middle of nowhere. And then you go through this tunnel. And then you're like, holy shit, a city. It's like, and then it's Pittsburgh. It's so weird. It's a great city, Pittsburgh is. But I don't know. We just don't know the motive. I think it's just a flat out incel, and he's just something's wrong with him. We don't know where the murder weapon is. I do believe that he did not ditch the murder weapon. He still has that in safekeeping. He bought that knife, I think, and this is the thing. I think he bought that knife, and it wasn't just any knife for him. I think it was a special knife for him. My dad's from Bluefield, West Virginia. Well, I am 5 minutes, pretty much. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't. I think the guy, he sold the knife for him. I actually have like the ad. I'll have to pull it up sometimes. I actually wasn't even planning on going live, but there was an ad. I think you paid like $300 or something for the you're in the Panhandle of West Virginia, so you're very close to Pittsburgh, or yeah, Pittsburgh. Absolutely. So, and in what form was DNA linked to Kohberger found at the scene? DNA recovered from the crime scene led investigators to the 28-year-old suspect, law enforcement sources revealed to CNN. Police apparently took DNA from the scene, ran it through a public database, and they used genetic genealogy techniques to connect the DNA to Kohberger through his family members, according to CNN. The form in which the DNA was found, however, has not been made public. We don't know how the DNA is found. He obviously left some there. So, yeah. I hear circus music. Thank you, my dear. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. I'm about ready to be in Parkersburg. I'm coming to Parkersburg, and I'm coming to Huntington as well. So yes. What time did the killer break in? Cops say they have reason to believe Kohberger broke into the student's rented home before committing the horrific murders. One second. Sorry about that. What time did he break in? Now, cops say they have the reason to believe Kohberger broke into the student rented home before committing the murders. He was following them at least the last 2 to 3 weeks. We know that. We know he was following the last 2 to 3 weeks. He watched him. Allegedly, he has followed even Kaylee on her electronic devices. Hold on. We need to block this asshat. So, we don't know what's up with that, right? It's not known how or when the suspect would have broken in. How many of you guys think that he broke in beforehand? I think he has checked out that house. He has watched them for a long time. And I'll tell you something. I really want to know which lock. Thank you, Kimmy. I want to know which lock the parent fixed. Is it a lock that Bryan could have broken prior and they thought, they broke it or something? They didn't really realize that, someone else actually broke it. But in my opinion, I feel like he came in that house, he scouted it out, he may have even taken things. But there was so many people in that house at different times that they were probably always missing something. Could have gotten to know the dog somehow, potentially. See, I don't even know if it's I haven't heard anyone say the bedroom lock. I just heard lock, but I can tell you on Kaylee's bedroom, she was just selling her mattress. I did show some pictures of the advertisement that she had. I don't know if it was on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, but she was selling her mattress. And when she was selling her mattress, you could see the doorknob, and there was no keypad on that whatsoever. Were they gang stalking him? I wonder if they find bloody clothes. That would be interesting. Well, they took a lot out of the Washington apartment alone. Haven't seen anything of what they may have taken out of the home because that happened like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So who knows? But I can tell you on Kaylee's phone, or not Kaylee's phone, Kaylee's room, there was no padlock. There was none. Being ignored by a girl he was attracted to, hitting his ego and suspecting she was lesbian, kicking some homophobic feelings. He's the it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again kind of vibes I get from him. He's vegan. He wouldn't have hurt the dog. Yeah, I mean, someone made a point where they thought maybe the reason he was vegan, he by maybe preparing the meat, when you're cooking chicken, beef, or anything like that, it could have triggered him to want to offend, if that's such a thing. Yeah, 3 dot or anybody, if you want to call in, 307-228-4906. You're welcome to. Turn it off, do not disturb here. Joanna, thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Thank you. Appreciate it. People talking about him outsmarting the courts, that bothers me. Oh, he's not going to outsmart. No unknown calls. Sorry. Not today, Lucifer. 510.
Justice, long time no talk. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Did you see I hit you up on your, I texted you on your phone number. Did you notice that?
No, I don't.
I know you get, you're flooded like a fan, but yeah, I was trying to hit you up on, who Crime Circus, the creator is?
Yeah, of course.
Right on. Did you notice that he posted, maybe, I think about now, it's like 4 hours ago, he posted up his first comments on the murder suspect?
Oh, really? No, I didn't.
Notice that video?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I have some chicken scratch notes here. I mean, can I talk for a sec?
Go for it. Sure.
Do you know about Reddit? Do you do Reddit?
I love Reddit. Yes.
Do you? Yeah, I'm not familiar. I've never done it, but it looks like it looks kind of fun. You can make comments and people kind of give you a point system of kind of a thumbs up, thumbs down thing,
Mm-hmm.
And what Crime Circus did, the creator's name is actually Drip Drop, and what he posted in this 20-minute video was, let's see here, bear with me.
Sure.
Why
is it not?
So at the 7-minute mark, well, this is just my comment on this one little snippet part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the 7-minute mark in the video, it's a I think everyone is kind of, not everyone, but a lot of people have actually remembered this post. It was a 4chan video. It's an anonymous kind of a serial number thing. People think they can just post there and not be known or have an ID that actually hooks up with their browser info or whatever, But this post, which I think a lot of people have heard of it, I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe almost 3.
Mm-hmm.
I hung their intestines from a ceiling.
Yeah.
And then the other part, I'm not going to say.
Right.
I'm hiding in the woods in shithole Pennsylvania. Good luck catching me.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was posted up like 3 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
And in this Reddit comment system, you know, somebody comments, it's a post. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy theory. I would say to just keep in mind, this is off 4chan, right? So then someone just comes in and says, you know what, don't pay attention to that. It's just kind of a 4chan thing, you know?
Yeah, that one's 4chan.
And it's, right? And then there's this, now what Drip Drop from Crime Circus, which I recommend everyone go to because he's really pointed and there's not a lot of fluff. He's real to the point, you know? So the next comment is from this, I guess it's a name that you use to be in Reddit, which I have no idea about how it works. But the person's name is, or this commenter is called Inside Looking, right?
Yeah. I've reported on all of this, 3 Dot. I've actually reported on all this. I've reported on all of this, everything. I've read his. I read all of. I read all of it.
So, I mean, for the people who don't know, right? The Inside Looking person that has, I guess, from created his account, or his or her account, I'm not. Okay, so just jumping through my notes. So Inside Looking says it's fake about that intestine thing, right? And then the next the person comes in and says, "Are you from there?" Question marks, right? And then Inside Looking replies, "Too many people remain silent." And then 4chan is not a reliable source. So. And then, but from the time, so this Inside Looking person, this hasn't posted since the suspect got arrested.
Yeah, because it's him, in my opinion.
I'm sorry, because it's him. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, wanted to put that out there because, he does some really great stuff, and I'm just commenting on a little snippet, just a little baby portion of that 20-minute video. But it's kind of going viral. And for anyone out there, thank you, Justice, for letting me speak. And go see Drip Drop's video that dropped.
Thank you.
Like 4 hours ago, right? And the creator's called Crime Circus.
Yeah, watch my video. I think it was from the day before yesterday. We went through every single comment.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because he said there was like over like 300 comments.
Yeah.
And he's only created the account like a month ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, we went through every. Go ahead.
You also commented on the Elantras that the what's his name, the suspect, he went in 5 days after the murders and tried to change his license plate from DMV from Pennsylvania to Washington State.
Yep. He did that 4 days after the murders because he wanted it to all be transferred. That way it would be all up in paperwork, and by the time they
for letting me have a voice. I
thank you.
Respect and appreciation.
Appreciate
everyone,
you.
Happy New Year and have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye. Alrighty then. YouTubers are copycatting. Yeah. Well, there's only so much news, right? Dave, you're behind, but nice to hear you. He's a little bit behind. Oops, 1 second. Hello, 647. Thank you for calling. 647. Oh, I think I had it on mute. Sorry. I think I hung up on you. Let me check. 647.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, hi there. I'm calling in from Toronto, Canada. Thanks so much for having me.
Sure. What's up?
Amazing show, by the way.
Thanks.
So much for your time and your energy on all of this. It's super appreciated.
Thank you.
I have to say, I've been sitting here staring at this with anyone else involved, and I'm gonna say no, because by all reports, this guy was antisocial, awkward, uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way
Yep.
he would have been able to form a relationship with another human being and
Bingo.
do this with somebody else.
Bingo. Yep.
Yeah, so
You're right. He was a loner.
He was a loner, and there's no way, because you can see in minor interactions with people, how could he ever? So I think that answers that. I think my theory sort of on the case with what we know is I believe the whole vegan restaurant theory. I believe that, based off of what we understand, Pullman versus Moscow, it was a more eclectic place. So, of course, he would go there.
Yes. Now, Maddie, she was vegan too as well, right?
I don't recall. I imagine she probably was if she worked at a vegan restaurant. Sorry, can you repeat that?
I don't know. See, the restaurant that they worked at, I don't think it was vegan.
It was.
It
It was
was.
called the Mad Greek. Yeah, in Moscow, Idaho.
The Mad Greek?
It says when you Google vegan restaurants in Moscow, Idaho, just Google it, and apparently it's one of the top hits. Now, whether it's actually vegan, I don't know. But you have to look at what are the top hits, right?
Yeah. I looked at the restaurant. Here, I'll show you. Let's look.
They have vegan choices. Okay, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Whatever. How many vegan options are there going to be in the middle of Idaho and Washington?
Right. Okay. Mediterranean style. Yeah, okay. Vegan, does it have...
So just Google, I work in advertising, so you just Google, let's say the average person would Google vegan restaurant and then the city name, right?
Right.
So put that into your Google and see what the top hit is. Because that's going to be whatever is promoted to the top, whatever, they're paying extra for that to appear at the top of the page.
Right.
It doesn't need to be totally vegan, chat. I love you guys, but if there's vegan options, that's my point.
Well, it's apparently people are looking. Mad Greek is the top search. Mad Greek.
Am I right?
Yeah, it's number one, and it's
yeah. So there you go. But bing bang boom, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be your analytics.
Thank you, Safari River.
Google Analytics, right? And so I think that's a big connection because if we look at that, and then I'm going to go on with my theory. So we know he was this crazy vegan, fastidious, and that's why I believe the dog, either the dog was in a crate or how could a vegan kill an animal, right?
Sure.
If he can't eat, right? So I think the dog is whatever is in line with sort of his beliefs. So what I think happened was we can all tell just looking at his face that he's just an uncomfortable human on this planet. And he probably fixated on these, young carefree women and girls really. And so Xana and Maddie, interestingly, were the two people who actually still lived in the house. Because Kaylee moved out, and Ethan didn't live there. So Danny and Maddie were the two that were actually tied to the house.
Yes.
Ethan and Kaylee didn't work at the Mad Greek, and they were not supposed to be there. So I think that that's really interesting. I think I think he had this anger against women, we've heard about, these anecdotes that whether they're true or not, we don't know. But it just, for me, I feel like, what they say, Occam's razor is like, you hear, hooves, it's think horses, not zebras, right? So, like with the most simple explanation is the most likely,
Yeah.
basically.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I just wanted to give my 2 cents because, you know, I'm coming. I've been watching this. I'm not gonna lie. I just put down my 15-year-old Chihuahua.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I've been sitting here watching this case unfold. Well, her health was declining, and funnily enough, the day after she passed, the case was this guy got arrested. So I said, "Thanks, Ruby."
Yeah.
I feel like this was just so I would stop obsessing over this. So thank you so much for all of your hard work. You're awesome. Keep going.
Oh,
Your insight
thank
is
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for having me.
I do believe that there most likely is something to the restaurant thing, but I also wonder, because from what I understand, he's been following them for longer than 6 months, even when he was in Pennsylvania.
How long did they work at the Mad Freak, and when did he move to Columbus?
Well, he moved.
Right?
He moved in August.
So then, how could he have been? And the murders happened in November. So how many months is that? Sorry, my math is bad.
So basically, August, September, October, November.
So that's only 3-4 months tops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then my question is, so he moved there in August because he would have, because that's when his program would have started, right? Yeah.
So
So
someone's saying July or August, but they've worked there for quite a while, from what I understand. I think he knew of them when he was in Pennsylvania.
Why do you say that?
Because he was following them before he moved.
Like following them. When you say following, like
Instagram.
On social media, I'm
Yeah.
old, I'm in
Yeah.
my 30s.
Sorry.
When I say following, I think in person.
No, I understand.
So do we have proof of that? Like of like an account that was actually like, because I know like even 15 minutes after his name was announced, like 6 Instagram accounts popped up of him. So like, do we know which one? Like from what I understand, he has no social media, which actually doesn't surprise me because I believe he has antisocial personality disorder.
Sure.
Which is why he could, like, I mean, I don't want to speculate on the autism stuff because I don't have an education in that. I actually went to school for psychology.
Mm-hmm.
And, you learned about abnormal psychology, the psychology of anomalous behavior. Anomalous means like anything out of the ordinary. And so everything I've heard about this individual, he sounds like he's antisocial personality disorder. Like maybe he, couldn't make eye contact with people. Like these are things that make us uncomfortable, but we can't always put our finger on as to why they make us uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's funny. I know a dude, like, I know this sounds insane, and everyone said when this guy was arrested, he looked so familiar. He reminded me so much of this guy I know, personally, and he struggled with making eye contact with him. He physically resembles him, believe it or not, and he actually has a charge. Like, I'm in Canada, in Ontario, so he was like charged and convicted of assault and spent time in jail. And I think if he hadn't had that intervention, he would have gone on to do something like this. This is something that it takes years of anger and resentment and just hating. You know what I mean? And I feel like this person did not know how to exist in the world at all.
I agree with that. I think his anger started back in school whenever he used to get picked on by girls.
Can I give you another thought? Remember how he apparently lost all that weight went into wrestling?
Yes.
Testosterone. What if he started taking steroids?
Possible.
What if he started getting concussions? Because we see, for example, in the NFL, evidence of those men getting numerous concussions and being violent and aggressive and killing their partners. So it's like, we want to maybe give him the mythology of Ted Bundy, but this guy's not that smart. He drove the car that everyone was looking for across the country and was stopped twice for small infractions.
But you see, I don't.
Like, he's not
see,
smart.
I think he is intelligent. I think his arrogance, though, sometimes makes him, things that we would be like, dude, that's dumb, But I think it's his arrogance.
Well, you know what it's called? It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, when you overestimate your intelligence.
Yep,
Right?
yes. And
When you think you're smarter than everybody else. Yeah.
Aries, baby, and she says he wasn't on steroids, but he was on heroin, allegedly in high school, and that is probably when, and he had a few bouts of rehab and stuff. So, that's
Well, we don't know if he wasn't on steroids, but we know he was on heroin. But my question is, no one
that's
just
true.
randomly decides to do heroin. Like, that's trauma, that's abuse, that's, no one just picks up a needle one day and says, I'm going to do this for shits and giggles. Like, I mean, I personally don't think so. Like, I think addiction is a result of pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not giving this person any sort of pass or anything, but like, I think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I think the addictive personality, I think the word is obsessive personality, because addiction is also a compulsive disease. It's
Yes.
doing the same thing over and over and over
Yes.
and over and
Yes.
over again to give yourself relief.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. One of the hardest things when you are trying, when you're trying to get clean, is building a new routine, right? That's one of the hardest things to do, is just building that routine of something new daily.
Well, it's interesting. Like, I struggled with like alcohol, and I went to AA for a little while.
Uh-huh.
And what's interesting is a lot of people take, this compulsive behavior, drinking, drugs, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and replace it with something else,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like a transfer. And when people say that, I'm speaking from my own experience. Like, people pick up drugs and substances for all different reasons, but based off, I'm speaking from I think my experience. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't generalize ever. But based off of like my education and sort of my knowledge about these sort of things, I think that the fact that like that's an important fact that he was addicted to heroin. That's an interesting fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right. Like, he totally overestimated his intelligence. Absolutely, he became arrogant.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's just kind of built into him. I think his arrogance was probably just, it's just part of his condition, maybe. But yeah, I don't know.
And the one other, I'll leave you guys with this. I think the other really interesting thing that I've learned is that he did his the sales. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Sorry.
You're right.
Online.
Mm-hmm.
So no one ever actually interacted with him in person, interestingly enough. It was an online program. And so I find this case is just so, I hate the word fascinating, but there's just so many different components here, and it's indicative, I think, of just a bigger problem, and that's why we're also kind of compelled by this, because it's, my God, it's just, there's so many different things here. And that's why we're sitting here on a Monday night talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not sure. Do I like hang up the phone now? I've never called into a YouTube. I took my virginity today.
Well, that's the first girls I've ever taken. So,
oh my God, I feel so privileged. Thank you. Yay.
Just kidding. And people are saying they're sorry about your pooch.
Oh,
so.
Thank you everyone so much. I'm really grateful. Yeah, it's been tough, but that's universal, that experience, but thank you all so much for your kind words, and even your mean words. Thank you so much. You know what, like, thanks, like, whatever.
Okay.
Have the best night, and I will continue to tune in.
All right, thank you, my dear, appreciate it.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye. Well, that was fascinating. It's always nice to know somebody else's opinion. We don't always have to agree with everything, I mean, I think he probably did drugs, obviously, as an escape. 661, thank you for calling.
Hi, it's Patty from California.
Hey, Patty.
And hi again. I just wanted to, hey, would you like to make my day?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. When I found out we were getting a raise on Social Security, I said, I'm going to do some justice. I'm going to become a member. And the day I became a member a couple of weeks ago, it was a serious subject. So I didn't get to hear that hooray.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. Yay! For Patty. That's very sweet. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, honey. God bless you. Thank you. That's very sweet. That means a lot. That really does mean a lot. It really does. It kind of makes me want to cry, to be honest. 615, thank you for calling.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I first want to tell you Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And I'm sorry for the little puppy. It wasn't a puppy, but I know how hard it is to lose a little fur baby.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I wanted to mention. I don't think the restaurant was totally vegan. They did have, a vegan menu, but they also had, gyros and, Greek, your average Greek menu,
Mm-hmm.
I think we actually went over that before, remember? You were like, they have gyros.
Yes. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I was looking at the wrong website because it seems like this website is different. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know.
Maybe there's a Mad Greek 1 and the Mad Greek 2, and actually the Mad Greek is the vegan place because there's no meat.
No, there's meat. There's meat. I think they have just vegan options.
Right. That's what I said. I think they do have some selection.
Yeah,
for
kind of
vegan food.
A little Mediterranean.
But as well as I do, it's going to touch the pans that had meat in them.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have, but there's some people have a kosher kitchen, or a halal kitchen. Some people have multiple kitchens in their house, and so sometimes they'll have just a kosher kitchen, and then they'll have. So I don't know. It's over my pay grade, so. I don't know.
Well, I wanted to mention that you're really correct when you say that his confidence. I think confidence can be cocky and arrogant, and that's what I think got him caught because he just thought he was so smart, and that's a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
And number one trait is no empathy. The arrogance that they're so smart. And in fact, narcissism, from what I've researched, and I have researched because I was married to a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like the world is a stage for them. They don't know how to act.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, they have to act. So if they're in a situation, they don't understand it. They just look around and they see what other people are doing and how they're acting. And that's how they try to blend.
Sure.
Because they don't feel it, they don't act it, and they don't have regular emotions like so-called normal people,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thank you, Tina Marie. Clickbait. Maybe you should look at the beginning of it, but you don't got to worry about it. So go ahead.
I just see no clickbait. And I think he was checking them out. He may have been thinking about going to school out there. And looked to see, people that were going to school out there or looking for, friends, or he may have been looking for potential victims.
Sure.
Before he ever moved there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think he was on social media. I agree with you. I think that was him that said those horrible things.
I think it's
Because-
I mean, we don't know that 100%, but I think it's a good chance it could be him. I know allegedly people who said that they know his voice, but I still want to hear like 100% know that it's his voice, like a speech he's done, or a home
know.
video or something, and you can
Yeah.
compare it. So, and I think it'll come out as time goes on a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't found anything with him talking
Yeah.
at all. I've been looking too. What else was there? There was a couple things. Didn't he say in that message or that on Reddit or whatever? Didn't he say it's Pennsylvania, hiding in Pennsylvania?
There was one on 4chan, but it's if you believe 4chan or not. But it said the thing said, what did it say? Like I'm hanging out in it said shitty Pennsylvania or something like that. I don't know what it said, but
Yeah, I mean,
it
was
said
he
something.
trying to get caught, or? And to me that would be him.
Well,
Either-
it goes back to that thing. Is it arrogance? Is it arrogance?
Yeah, either he was trying to get caught, or and mocking and teasing, or he was planning on staying right there. If they ever did figure out it was him, they go to Pennsylvania looking for him,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd be right there, probably, God forbid, killing more people.
Right.
I don't know you don't know what goes through their mind. And there's just one last thing.
Sure.
I'm wondering, from the beginning, I've wondered, those girls didn't hear anything. Did he, and I did post this, I commented before, and nobody's ever,
hold on.
responded to it.
Mm-hmm.
What if he put something in the ventilation system that knocked them all out?
No, not gonna happen.
No?
A lot of people thought of that, but that's just very highly unlikely. I want to play this, dear. Thank you so much for calling. I'm going to play this, okay?
All righty.
Thank-
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. God bless you.
everybody.
Call back soon, honey. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, very sweet. What do we got here?
Yesterday, one of the guards, I spoke to a couple of the guards, to be honest with you, and one of them told me that he's curled up in a ball facing the wall and he's not saying anything at all. So that's the current status of him. I haven't heard anything since that conversation took place yesterday, but that gives you a little bit of insight as to how he's handling all of this. I spoke with one yesterday, one of the guards, I spoke to a couple of the guards, to be honest with you, and one of them told me that he's curled up in a ball facing the wall and he's not saying anything at all. So that's the current status of him. I haven't heard anything since that conversation took place yesterday, but that gives you a little bit of insight as to how he's handling all of this.
Well, that's definitely not pulling your pants down. And
24 hours before his execution, Ted Bundy placed 2 phone calls to his mother. Her last words to him were, "You will always be my precious son." 2. His last meal was steak, eggs, hash browns, and toast. He didn't have much of an appetite and the food went untouched. 3.
Interesting. Yeah, so we need to that's a lot different picture of jail. Bryan Kohberger is being held. Okay, we know that. This is I guess the courthouse tomorrow that everybody will be streaming from.
That he was getting his PhD in criminal justice and had his master's in criminology, and sort of had this knowledge of the way the system works.
I feel like he definitely was into this type of thing. He had made a lifetime commitment to, wrapping himself into crime and solving crime,
gallows
figuring
humor.
out how people got caught, interviewing people, doing different things that a normal student wouldn't be. So
It says BK was pulled over twice in Indiana on his way back to the Rust Belt, proving the old is a mass murder is just a getaway crime. Has anyone heard that? Did he get pulled over twice? The woman, Valerie, who claimed would expose himself to her and his taunting guards, seems to be telling the truth. At the very least, she was booked and released from Monroe County. Well, that doesn't mean she's telling the truth. But I would like that just doesn't mean she's telling the truth. 6 foot, 185 pounds. Okay, here it is. Okay. Here's the citation that he allegedly got. I did slow the chat. Do I need to slow it more? Okay. Hold on. Oh, I don't think I clicked. Okay. So this is the alleged where he got pulled over. It says 16, it's so hard to read, it's blurry. North Valley, Pullman, Washington. Does the height say 6'8" or 6'0"? It's so hard to see. I think it was just 6'0". 185 pounds. You know something? Get this. I wonder if they found a reason to pull him over. You know what I mean? I wonder if he had gloves on, or just to confirm that it was him. You know, they at the first moment he may have went 1 mile over the speed limit, or he didn't turn his signal on, you know, something like that. What do y'all think? Bryan Eaton just found out that it was a different inmate that exposed himself. There you go. I'm sure there's a lot of skinny guys in prison jail. Chat is great. Okay. Yes, guys, please hit the thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. How the F was he pulled over? I think I turned off the ringer a second ago. Yeah, well, that would be interesting. Court information, citation, violation, $316. Court information, September 8th, 2022 at 8:30. This has, okay, yeah, this is not the one. Okay, this is not the one that he was pulled over going home. It was speeding. Yeah, sometimes it only shows a certain amount of likes whenever 770.
Hey, it's Kimmy Poo.
Hey, Kimmy.
Okay, so allegedly he was pulled over twice in Indiana, once for speeding and once for following too closely.
Interesting.
And that was when he was on his way from Washington to Pennsylvania.
Washington to Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yes.
And so he's pulled over twice in the same state?
Indiana. Yes, what I saw.
That's so weird to be pulled over twice.
I agree. In a laundry, you know?
But, you know, but they,
I don't get it.
but they were following him the whole time as well.
Well,
You know, so, you know, I wonder if there was a reason, you know. I mean, maybe he was pulling, you know, he was too close, but maybe they needed a reason to look at something or, you know, get information off of the car, inside the car, see if he had anything in there, you know, that, I don't know, you know, maybe they needed body camera. I don't know, you know, you just never know the reason of why somebody does the things they do, you know what I mean? Do the things they do.
right.
Saying the 20-year-old and his father drove to Pennsylvania. But I haven't seen the ticket. This is just one ticket here. What does that say? 2015 plate number. Elantra. Interesting. I don't know. Probably Barber. The police were. When did the police say they were looking for a white car? Not on day 4. I think it was around the 7th. It was like the 7th or something like that. Hey, Kimmy Poo, I'm getting another call. I'm going to answer that one. Okay, dear? Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, and they just hung up, so I'm sure they'll call back. Yeah, there's a deadly number. Number 13, mental illness can inject. Camille, thank you for calling. How are you, dear?
Hey dear, just a quick message because I know you can't see Cat, it's, you know, flying by and everything, but Melissa Chapman wanted me to tell you that it was confirmed by the lawyer that Roberta Laundrie did write the note to Bryan saying
The shovel?
asking if he needed the whole shovel shit is true. Or
That's
has been
crazy.
confirmed by the attorney, both attorneys.
That's crazy.
I know it. Look at that. I knew they were. Just, oh my God.
Let me check this. Check Twitter.
Hey, when you slip off to Tennessee, you need to text me so you can have a meet and greet with me.
Oh, okay, of course.
I'll be close. I'm close.
Okay. Are you really?
We'll go have some fun. Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll do it. Hopefully I'm gonna be there sometimes this month. Probably the end of the month or something like that.
Yeah, God, there's so much going on with this. But yeah, anytime you're close around Tennessee, Alabama, or something like that, let me know. I'd love to meet you face to face.
Thank you, my dear. Okay, we'll plan on something.
All right. Well, I'll let you go.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Marissa was right about Roberta from, yeah. Here I was, something here. Good God, how many freaking ads is there? Okay. Jesus to goodness. Okay, I don't trust this website because how many ads it's got on it. Mother of Bryan Laundrie has a disturbing secret. Sounds like Bryan Laundrie wonder what his parents. What in the Bryan Laundrie? Okay, Gabby Petito's parents' attorney claims that Roberta Laundrie offered to lend son Bryan a shovel after killing. The attorney of Gabby Petito's parents is alleging that the mother of Petito's suspect killer Bryan Laundrie offered to lend him a shovel after the slaying in Wyoming, while her legal team says it was written before the young couple left on an ill-fated cross-country road trip. Okay, the attorney wrote Laundrie's lawyer Matt Luca in December 5th letter regarding the scope of the document that Lori's parents should hand over the civil lawsuit. The correspondence between Reilly and Luke became public record after the former attached it to an exhibit on December 20th court filing and appearance to reference a letter that really had previously sought to obtain over the summer. Quote, the request certainly would include the note that Roberta Laundrie wrote to Bryan Laundrie, in which she's offered to bring a shovel to help bury the body. Damn. The note was released to the custody of Mr. Bertolino on Friday, June 24th, 2022 by the FBI. That is the day that Steve Bertolino, the Laundrie's longtime attorney, and really met the FBI in Tampa. Roberta. Investigators released several items to Bertolino at the time, including Bryan Laundrie's handwritten confession letter found near his remains at the Myahachie Creek Environmental Park, 10 minutes from the parents' Northport home on October 20th, 2021. God, that was a crazy time. That was such a crazy time. Both lawyers at the time told Fox News Digital that there were other documents handed over. Those included those described as letters titled, quote, burn after reading, end quote. Quote, I don't feel comfortable summarizing the letter, he told Fox News Digital at the time. Quote, the content is very specific and best read when available. If my belief as to the time it was written is accurate, it shows that at least Roberta Laundrie knew of Gabby's murder before Gabby's body was located. The rest of the notebook contained letters to his family. Roberta is a savage. Cindy, thank you. Welcome to the family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Damn. The request certainly would have included that note Roberta Laundrie wrote. You know, I really believe Roberta has the penis of the family. I'm just going to say it. I really do. She is the penis of the family. It's true. A former friend of the Idaho 4 suspect on the Daily Mail. Let's see here. Idaho murder arrest. Longtime friend says he never felt in danger of around. Can y'all see this? Okay, no, you can't.
And especially as it relates to felt he was in danger around him, you know?
Jack Bayless says he's known Kohberger since middle school. The two grew up together in Pennsylvania, where Kohberger is pictured in these high school yearbook photos.
He's always, been kind of curious to how the human mind works, I guess, and especially as it relates to crimes, criminals. I felt he was in danger around him, you know?
Jack Bayless says he's known Kohberger since middle school. The two grew up together in Pennsylvania, where Kohberger is pictured in these high school yearbook photos.
He's always, been kind of curious as to how the human mind works, I guess, and especially as it relates to crimes, to criminals. I felt like I was in danger around him,
Jack
At Free Tax USA, you can file multiple state tax returns for only $14.99 each. Our intuitive software makes filing state returns easy. If you need to file more than one state tax return this year, start today at freetaxusa.com.
Welcome to the Sunday News at 10. I'm Doug Pat Cash. The family of 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger, a suspect in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow, released a statement earlier today on his arrest. The family expressed their condolences for the victims and said
Sun went
they'll,
off?
quote,
Okay.
let the legal process unfold, and as a family, will love and support our son and brother. They also said, we have fully cooperated with law enforcement agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence. Kohberger is a graduate student at Washington State University in Pullman and works as a teacher's assistant in criminology. This is his mugshot. In an interview with NBC, the public defender representing Kohberger in the extradition proceedings
Y'all can't hear it? Well, son of a brick. Here we go.
Moscow released a statement earlier today on his arrest. The family expressed their condolences for the victims and said they'll, quote, let the legal process unfold, and as a family, will love and support our son and brother. They also said, we have fully cooperated with law enforcement agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence. Kohberger is a graduate student at Washington State University in Pullman and works as a teacher's assistant in criminology. This is his mugshot. In an interview with NBC, the public defender representing Kohberger in the extradition proceedings says Kohberger will waive the extradition hearing and could be back in Idaho Tuesday night or early Wednesday. We'll have more from that attorney coming up in just a little bit.
Interesting.
Kohberger is accused of the murders of Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. They were found stabbed to death in a house just off the University of Idaho campus on November 13th. News Channel 7's Abby Davis joins us now. Abby, Moscow police aren't releasing any details about what specifically led them to arrest Kohberger, and they're also staying tight-lipped about a possible motive at this time.
Doug, because police arrested Kohberger in Pennsylvania, the Latah County prosecutor says we won't get any of those details until Kohberger is back in Idaho and a judge unseals the probable cause affidavit. Until then, we're left wondering why the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered. The answer as to who killed 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow may lie across the state line, less than 10 miles away in Pullman, Washington. 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger, a criminology student at Washington State University, has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary.
I am certain this is our guy.
Moscow Police Chief James Fry said during an NBC interview Saturday morning they can't share any details about a possible motive, why they focused on Kohberger, and how they tracked him to Pennsylvania, where police arrested him on Friday morning.
You know, we're sealed by what we can share right now, and that's a state law. And once we can give that information, we will.
Kohberger's public defender, Jason Labar, says his client intends to waive his extradition hearing set for Tuesday, which means that information might come sooner than expected. Once Kohberger is back in Idaho, a judge can
Okay, I don't know if it's going to. So it says down here about the speeding ticket. According to Labar, Kohberger's dad had flown in from Seattle to Spokane and then drove into Pullman to get his son and drive back to Pennsylvania during the holiday. It was it was a planned trip, and Labar and Kohberger's father told him that nothing was out of the ordinary during the cross-country drive. Labar said, Labar did state that the father and son duo were pulled over twice in Indiana during the trip to Pennsylvania. He also said he was not sure who had been driving. Did he not ask? I don't know whether they were speeding or not, or if they were just issued a ticket. Labar said, I just know that they were pulled over in Indiana almost back to back. I believe once for speeding and once for falling too closely to a car in front of them. Labar also been careful about information from Kohberger because he is not his defense lawyer for the charges that has been brought up against him. Labar did tell NBC he informed his client of the various stories and allegations circulating online. Quote, I am giving him updates. I spoke to Kohberger this morning for about an hour last night and 20 minutes, really updating him on some of the allegations that are coming in, but mainly allegations that have nothing to do with the facts and evidence in this case, but really the cross-country trip. Labar said, quote, just to clarify those types of facts as to why he ended up in Pennsylvania and whether or not he was in Pullman at the time of the acts of the homicides. NBC asked Labar several questions about Kohberger, such as if he had been bullying people, if he used heroin, and if he was wanted to unalive himself. Labar said he could not speak to the bullying, but that in his opinion, Kohberger did not seem to be a heroin user, and there was no obvious signs of drug use or thoughts of to unalive himself. Quote, again, he is mentally aware. He's aware of the situation, and I think he's certainly mentally stable and had made no expression of hurting himself, Labar said. Labar told NBC he cannot make any assumptions about Kohberger's case in Idaho, and that's all four members of his client's family, two sisters, his mother and father, will be at the courthouse on Tuesday. Back in Idaho, Moscow Chief James Fry told NBC in the interview on Saturday morning that they can't share any details about the possible motive, but they will share the information with the public when they can. Fry also said that has been taxing this month and a half. Quote, I am certain this is our guy, end quote. Fry said, quote, we got one more phase to go, and then the victory will be won, end quote. Once Kohberger is back in Idaho, a judge can unseal the probable cause. Can't wait to see that probable cause affidavit, and more information will be available. However, just because Kohberger is in custody doesn't mean that the Moscow Police Department work is done. Moscow Police Captain Anthony, is it Delanger? How is it pronounced? I hate butchering names.
Dellinger SA. Because Kohberger. Moscow Police.
Dellinger said that they are still investigating and looking into every aspect, but believe that Kohberger is the correct suspect. Quote, this has been a horrible tragedy for our community and the University of Idaho, and absolutely for the families of those loved ones, he says. And knowing that they were finally in custody was a celebration of sorts, but also it is still sombering. No matter what we do, having him in custody does not bring these four people back. Very, very true. Very true. So it just says that it was basically back to back. Man, I know many I know have driven across the country without daddy. Well, I've driven across country without anyone by myself. So maybe dad flew out to help him, and getting back to PA, they may not have another vehicle available for him to drive while at home. They do. I think they do have more vehicles, at least in their name. It appears that I've seen. That's weird. I have family members been in jail many times. There is a men's jail and a women's jail. You can see a face through these small windows. I don't believe this woman Daily Mail pays. Well, yeah, according to this news that I was just looking at just a moment ago, it appears that he's really just laying there not doing anything, to be quite honest with you.
The serial killers, they're fascinated with the psychology of crime and criminal behavior. And as somebody who studies this,
If you look at the background of serial killers, they're fascinated with psychology of crime and criminal behavior. I think because they want to understand themselves more. That's so Bryan Enton actually found out that the person who was in jail exposing themselves was indeed somebody else. So I think the woman was talking about somebody else, and I'm not sure that I don't believe that the Daily Mail lied. I think the woman got it wrong, in my opinion. Cammy, thank you for the memberships. That's very kind of you. You're sweet as hell. Thank you so much. She's my gal. Love her to pieces. A Deadly Number, Psychology Today by Catherine. The number 13. A Deadly Number, Psychology Today by... Oh. Wasn't that something? Josie West, welcome. Welcome to all the members. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you think he told his dad what he did? I don't think he told his dad. No, I don't think he told his dad. From what I understand, his parents, by all intents and purposes, are really good people. This is Catherine Ramslin, which is a world-renowned professor, and all of that. And she also did an article here. Maybe I don't even know if it's or in Psychology Today about the number 13. Very interesting. Oh, thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, dear. Thank you for the hard work and sleepless nights. God bless you. Thank you. I'm going to link that down if anybody wants to see it. If you want to read that article. Where is the share? Is that share? Okay, copy link. Here you go. I'll drop it in chat for you guys. I have to call it a night. I was actually planning on coming here like literally 15 minutes. But there's the article if you guys want to see that. I have to jump off of here because I have to finish doing ironing uniforms and everything else. I am Cinderella during my day job. So I appreciate you all. Please hit that thumbs up button. we have school tomorrow, and baths and everything need to be done. So I love you all. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for joining me. You guys are amazing. I see what's somebody, Eric, email me. Oh, Eric, if you want to email me, okay. Here, I'm going to drop my gmail.com. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. If you guys will, just email me and we can talk for sure. I do not know if I will be live for the court hearing tomorrow. I may be running in here, going live at 3:30. I can't promise because I pick up my kids at 3:00. And if I'm home by 3:30, I will slide in here and we'll go live. We'll do it. But I can't share a screen from my phone. So yeah. So maybe I'm going to try. Can't promise. But I'll be live tomorrow night. And I'll be live probably in the morning sometimes. And I'll be live if anything hits the fan. All right, guys. Love you all. God bless each and every one of you. Get some rest. Take care of yourself. Hug your loved ones. Have a good new year. I hope it's the best one so far. God bless each and every one of you guys. Thank you for everything. Good night. God bless.